All right. Well, thank you all for being with us. My name is Stacey Anderson, and we are here for Better Together, the Work Skills Foundation podcast. I'm joined by my beautiful co-host, Julie Smith.
Hello, Stacey. I'm really excited to be here, and we have a couple of really awesome guests.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, I'm Julie Smith. I'm the development director for the Work Skills Foundation, and we are here to just share the story of this organization. So, should I go?
Without further ado.
Without further ado, I would like to introduce Erika McNamara and Andrew Szewc. They are our two newest board members on the foundation.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
And we thought it would be a great idea to have you on the podcast so that our viewers and listeners can get to know a little bit about you personally, professionally, and we really want you to share your why.
Well, I'm Erika McNamara. I'm an attorney here in Brighton. And why work skills? Well, because I really believe in nonprofits and what they do for our community. And specifically, work skills, of course, assist so many people. And it's almost a hidden part of our population, really, that work skills assist. Because I find that people that use the facility at Work Skills, aren't in my circle so much.
And who are those people?
Those people are people that need assistance gaining skills, obviously, work skills, but also finding people within their own community to connect and be a part of something. I think that's the bigger picture for work skills itself, is getting people out of their homes instead of being isolated. I think that's a big thing,
Yes.
right? The people that we assist, I think, probably would rather just stay at home than be a part of something, and don't necessarily understand that there's people there to help them and assist them so that they can be a part of everybody else.
I love that you said that, Erika, because I feel so deeply in my heart that Work Skills gives voice to those individuals in our community with disabilities who may not have it in their future vision to become an employed adult or independent or anything like that. So you're exactly right. I think that it's such a wonderful story to tell of giving these individuals voice and showing that they are visible in our community and play a part in our community. So
yes,
well said.
It's very important, I think, specifically, if you have aging parents and what's going to happen. I'm finding more and more in my area of law that's happening. I'm assisting parents with handicappable children, and they're concerned about what's going to happen if I'm not here. Right. And they have to make a plan. But Work Skills can assist with that, with giving skills and making a community. That's the other piece, is they don't know anybody else that maybe has the same issues that they have too. And it's something for them to lean on.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I couldn't have said that better myself. I love how you summarize.
No dittos allowed.
No, I'm not going to just ditto it. Don't
Sorry,
worry.
Andrew.
And again, my name's Andrew Szewc, a local wealth advisor here in Brighton. I've been working in this community for about 2 years, and that really ties me into how I got involved with the Work Skills Foundation and this absolutely amazing operation that Work Skills is. I think the best way I summarize it is that I fell in love with it. It's the smile that is on these participants' faces and their parents. And when we pull into the parking lot for whether it's a board meeting or getting ready for the golf outing and things like that, you see the joy that this work brings people, right? And I think Erika touched really well on the connectivity that it brings, the help that it brings with the barriers to employment and all that. But really, on a personal level, the smiles that the parents and the participants have, the money that they make from making a product and things like that, just warms my heart and is really why I wanted to become a part of this organization, and was honored when Julie asked me to step onto the board and meet all of you.
Yeah, we were honored too. And you said one thing, Andrew, and I'm going to touch on it here. Golf outing.
Yes.
So you not only stepped onto the board, but you are chairing a big old part of
Yes.
our work as board
Our
members.
annual golf outing
Golf outing.
opportunities.
Opportunities, May 19th.
May 19th, Oak Point Country Club. The registration page is up, and you can find it on the website, on our social media, and everything for Work Skills Foundation. We are absolutely excited. I'm loved not only stepping onto the board, but also chairing the golf outing this year. Continuity with my employer, formerly Executive Wealth Management, but Mike Lay. We're going to name drop him a little bit.
Thank you, Mike.
Previously chaired the outing, and I'm excited to keep that continuity and just get going.
Well, and that's one of the things that we talk about. We at Work Skills do, and perhaps other nonprofits, when you decide that it's time for you to do something else to move on, we always think it would be a great idea if you replace yourself. And Mike has served on the board since 2018. I think he chaired the golf outing for the past 3 years, very successfully, I might add, not to put any pressure on you.
Oh.
We were in a referral group right
We
through
were.
the Brighton Chamber. We were in the Lion referral group, and I got to know Andrew and a couple other people. And so when I found out that Mike was leaving, it was kind of in my head, floating around. So we're excited, and thank you for volunteering.
Yes.
It's so nice of you to volunteer. And I'm just going to hijack this podcast right
Do
now
it.
because Andrew and I met for lunch in the summer to talk about this, the possibility. And I was impressed. You know, he's young, he's articulate, he's bright, and I was really surprised to find out how old he isn't.
Well, thank you for the kind words, Julie.
So you'd never know he's still in high school. No,
That's
but
true.
it's so nice to see a young person with a heart for service and like just a get it done kind of attitude.
And thank you. Well, as I shared with you in that conversation last summer when we had kind of prompted this conversation of joining the board and the continuity of the golf outing and things, I think it's important to share this with everyone, that I shared with Julie that if I'm going to step onto the board and support this organization, I want to be a doer, right? I don't want to be a just name only and wave and kiss the babies and hug old ladies, but this is...
Wait a minute.
You can still do that. We've got babies and old ladies.
but it's not just an in name only.
Yep.
And that was important to me, and that's why I've been so excited to jump right into the golf outing, start asking for volunteers and donors, sponsorships, and golfers, participants, and dinner only guests as well.
Oh,
Yes.
what is that?
Yeah.
What's that about?
So if you don't golf and you don't want to participate throughout the day, but would love to join us maybe after work or other commitments and things, we'd love to have you join us for the dinner and the little reception afterwards.
Yeah.
And you can sign up for that online too, I believe.
Yes,
Yeah. It's called the 19th hole.
I love it.
Okay, so how many at this table right now are not golfers?
I don't know. What does that mean? I get tired after 4 holes. And then I'm like,
I
this
stopped
is the
caring
this is
immediately.
the silliest game ever. So kind of, but I have golf clubs. Does that count? I have the
Yes,
equipment.
You're a golfer
That's
then.
Okay.
That's
see?
awesome. And
Do you own a sport?
No.
Okay.
We'll work on that.
Okay. All right. I didn't know I needed that, but all right. Something
You
else
don't.
to buy. Okay.
you don't.
No, I have the equipment, but no.
But it doesn't matter because you could come after golf and just hang out, do some networking, do a lot of networking.
Yes.
Eat some great food. There's a cash bar, some other things happening, fun ways to support the foundation.
Or you could volunteer too. You could just come for the day and
Absolutely.
volunteer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I volunteered last year, and it was such a fun day because it's May, it's beautiful out, and you've just got really great people around you. And I mean, Danielle and I at points I was like, "Are we even volunteering? We're just chitty chatting."
Yes. And the Oak Point team is absolutely amazing there. I want to
Yeah.
shout them out
Oh, the
as well
staff.
as
Yes. They make it easy.
welcoming us back, and absolutely beautiful course and facilities. It's just a great place.
Yeah.
So now that I've hijacked it, thank you. Let's get back on track. The golf outing accounts for half of our annual revenue in the budget. So it really is a big deal. And it's always fun, but it's so important to us. It's our only annual fundraiser. And we pull out all the stops to make it a great experience for the golfers, the sponsors, the volunteers, and our participants, right? Because
Yes.
they're the ones who benefit from people supporting us.
I'm glad you said that. We are kind of on a mission to make sure that they are spotlight, number one, at the golf outing, because this is for them. And, we talk about this being half of our budget, and we talk about your board service, and, we talk about all the things that go into working and volunteering with a nonprofit. But why are we actually doing it? What does that actually mean? It means that the more that we put into this work as volunteer board members, as golfers, as whatever it may be, the more that we are able to serve those individuals within our community. And this year especially, we're focusing in on our artisans, who I was speaking with Tina Jackson, who's the CEO of Work Skills Corporation, and she was just saying, we love Artisan Corner and we make it work, but this is the program that needs so much because it's just so huge. And it's huge because the demand is huge and it works, much like all of the other programs at Work Skills. This program works for artisans to learn their passion and become paid artists. So especially this year, all of this work and the dollars raised at the golf outing, the dollars raised throughout the year are going to go towards supporting those artists, getting them what they need, and providing a really great future for lots of people, right?
Right. And the other cool thing about this year, I don't know if you might know, the foundation turns 20 this year.
Yes.
Oh,
I
what?
remember you saying
Happy
that.
birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun? Oh my gosh.
Andrew, you and the foundation.
Yes.
Sorry, we have to pick on him.
I'm not that young.
It's really great to recognize that. So this is the 17th golf outing, right? So the golf outing started 3 years in, and it has grown consistently year after year after year. And I love that.
Well, it's ever changing, right? And we're looking forward to not only in the golf outing, but on the board too, making sure that we're leveling up and we're performing the very best way we can to represent the constituents that we represent. And so that's just really important to us. So I have a question for you both. Coming on to the board, I'm sure that you expected a certain level of connection with the participants. Is there a story or significant moment that has kind of stuck out to you that you've seen with participants or heard, anything like that?
Well, I've known Julie a very long time. Mm-hmm.
How did we meet? I was thinking about that, and I don't remember.
No, we've been swirling around each other a long time. Probably one of our other friends probably connected us.
This is how it happens.
Chamber event, right? Being in the Brighton Chamber for such a long time. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably how we met and became friends. I can say that, again, I've known Julie a very long time. And every time that I've come to Work Skills, Julie knows everybody there.
Oh, yeah.
And they know her. The participants or the employees. And when you walk into Work Skills there, it's a good feeling. You know how sometimes when you walk into a place, you get like this overwhelming feeling like, oh, I don't like it here. Not at Work Skills. Everybody is happy. I get a wonderful, happy feeling when I go there. So it's not specific to a participant. It's about me.
Yeah,
actually.
no, absolutely.
And the feeling that I get. And even joining the board, I didn't know any of the other board members. Right. I don't know them. They don't know me, but they were all very welcoming.
Yeah. I'm glad we didn't scare you away.
Well, sometimes it can be difficult, even as an adult, walking into a room where you don't know anyone. But everyone acted like they already knew me and welcomed me. I think that's just the culture of Work Skills and Work Skills Foundation, too. It's just you get a good feeling when you're at the board meeting or in the building or thinking about it or doing the golf outing. It's just a good feeling.
Yeah. That makes me so happy. Like, seriously, that is one of the nicest things. I'm just very kind because I think we're all relational, right? I mean, that's how we're made as people. And I never really stopped to think about it, but I think that's one of the things that makes me love my job so much, because the people I work with, the participants, caregivers, family, guardians, right? Like we're all there for the same reason. And I think it's really important. So thank you
Yes.
for saying that.
Yeah, we passed the vibe check. That's
Yes.
good to know.
Yeah. And I echo
about you?
that. And I echoed that. I think, Julie, when we first met through Executive Wealth, now EP, and taking a tour of the building, right? I know we talk all the time about bringing people in, whether it's clients of Erika's and ours, people we know in the community, from the chamber, from really any phases of our lives and our networks, just bringing them in and letting them see what it's all about. And I was taken in, right? And I was taken in by you and my colleagues, and to really just walk around the building. And we always smile, and you tell the story about payday is one of the most exciting days around work skills. And I had the opportunity to be there for one of the tours, not my first tour, but one of the tours that I've taken of the facilities was payday. And it goes back to one of my first answers in this podcast is the smile and the genuine joy in these people's lives, not because of the dollar amount. Right, their paychecks are all different, and you know what I mean, their work is all different, their hours all are, but there's that consistent joy, right? The similar feeling of walking in and having that happy feeling, right? And being around Michelle, right, and all the art,
Oh my gosh.
right? And I think we talked a little bit prior to getting the podcast going about virtualness, like just virtual meetings and technology and things like that a little bit, and seeing even participants up on the screen doing art from their homes or wherever they're capable of doing art. And that's special. That's really special. And I think that's just to answer your question, my feeling and just attachment to this place.
Yeah. Well, and you're absolutely right. So back to the sense of community, the sense that they get a paycheck. Like a lot of participants have always been told, you won't, you can't, no, you will never, all those things. And once they get connected with work skills, whether they're doing art or production or both, they get a paycheck. And on payday, everybody's excited. And you're right, it doesn't even matter what the dollar amount is, because now our participants are earning a paycheck, right? They have money, so they can be contributing members of society, which sounds really dry talking about our participants.
No, but it levels them up to regular humans, right? And I think that, you know, unfortunately, in many circumstances, they're not looked at as regular humans. And that's a human right. And so I feel that work skills is giving them their power back to be contributing members to society, to have a purpose, you know, to do it, to go out and just do it. And, you know, one of my favorite parts of this podcast is we get to touch all the different programs at Work Skills. And we had Legacy Sports, right, on a little while back. And the gentlemen that were here talking about it were saying, gosh, the people that come from Work Skills and work here are so productive, so happy. They bring up the vibe of everyone around them, and they make us more productive because we want to be there. And they want to be there. And when we look at work skills, not only are they providing a human right, but they're teaching us as a community how to accommodate in order to provide that human right to others, to be accessible and equitable in that sense. Because it's also, you know, I don't know, is it a human right to work, to want to work? I'm going to say it is.
Let's check with our attorney.
Yes and no, I guess. Being able to support yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Have access to that.
Yes, having access and being able to go out and touch other people. I think that's also important too, is that sometimes as we don't come in contact with handicapable people and understand where they're coming from, you know, and destigmatizing the entire thing, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's super important. And, you know, if we have all different kind of diverse people around us, then we're more apt to understand our community. And when we're out in the community and we see somebody that needs assistance, probably more apt to assist them when we're out as
Right.
well.
Absolutely.
What are the barriers that can be taken down? How can we assist? And also, we all have this wonderful referral system now that we can say, you need work skills.
Yes.
So,
But I think just one thing I want to add on that a
Yeah.
little bit, and it may tie into the name skills, right, of it, but you see the confidence that has grown in these participants,
Yep.
right, in the families that are served. Like you talked about, sometimes they don't know where to go, right, Briar, and they think that they're just stranded on an island a little bit, right, and they'll never enter that kind of level society, right, and be contributing members of society, if we want to say. But that confidence that we see, whether it's through art, whether it's through working on the production line, there's just so many different ways that that's attained or honed.
so true. Do you guys remember your first job?
Yes. Like I babysat, right? I guess that
Oh,
would be
same.
that would
Yeah.
first job.
Yeah.
But,
How about
yeah.
you, Andrew?
I cut lawns
Yeah.
in the neighborhood,
That's like my favorite thing to do in the whole world.
cutting the lawns, making sure the lines are straight.
Throwing on a podcast. Oh, I'm really hungry for spring right now.
Why don't you just go to
we all are.
Arizona for a week?
Oh, gosh, let me get out of here.
I'll see you there.
Yeah, we're going to burn it down.
Not babysitting. What was your?
I worked at I worked at the gas station at the corner of 9 Mile and Old US 23 because my
Oh,
house
right.
Oh, I think I've been
was
to
right
that
there.
gas
Yes,
station.
Yeah.
right. I used to work there,
Okay.
and then I worked at McDonald's. So
fries.
yeah, I worked both of those because they were right across the street from each other, and I could walk
You
there
could
from my
walk.
house.
Yeah.
Yep.
Julie, what about you? What was your first job?
Well, other than babysitting, I worked at John's Pizzeria, formerly known as, or like affectionately known as Johnny's Pizzeria in Fenton, and that was the place to go after football games, basketball games, like high school stuff. So all my friends would be at the games, and I would be working. This is funny. I just shared this story last night, and I'd be working, and here would come all the people after the game, and 8 people crammed into a booth. We'll have an order of fries, 6 waters, and a red pop, right? But I never really felt left out, right? It was a fun place to work.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Do you all remember your first paycheck?
No.
I do. I do.
What
I
did
think-
that inspire in you?
So when I was in high school, I had interned a little bit. So those are unpaid opportunities, right?
Of course
But
you
it-
did.
It builds your resume, and that's great.
Of course.
But so I think my first
I was
real,
definitely thinking about that in
I
high
think
school.
my first real paycheck was when I was in college, when I was at Hillsdale, and I needed a job to help pay for my tuition a little bit. So I took a job with the football team, and I had played football before when I was younger, but I filmed practices and games. So I
Oh.
got certified to go up in a lift, which, okay, fine by me, got certified, go up in this lift, and I'm filming until mid-November comes around, and you're up in this lift, and the snow is just pouring.
was I
The snow is
thinking?
just coming down, but
So you have technical skills that we didn't know
a little
about.
bit. A little bit. I haven't kept them up per
Take
se.
note, Johnny.
That's okay. We're putting that in our back pocket.
Yeah, maybe with new technology is a little different than going up in a boom.
Right, you probably just press a button, send a drone.
Yeah, a little different now, but yeah, my first paycheck, and it was to help pay for school, like keep me in school.
Stacy,
What?
what was your first job? Were you a model?
No. I worked at Art Van in the Kids Castle with my girlfriends.
What's the kids' castle?
It was basically, and it's brilliant now that I'm a mom, it is any business owner out there, do this. They had this like huge play jungle gym, ball pit, TV area
At Art Van?
that you could go drop your kids off while you shopped. The most boring shopping that you can do with a kid, shop for furniture, drop your kids off. And then my friends and I all watched them. And then I just remember, this, we had to like page parents, when their time is up or if something happened. And this guy's name was Will Smith. And this was very early 00s when Will Smith was really getting G with it. And I had to make the announcement, and I could not stop laughing. But I remember getting that paycheck and, driving in my Mazda Protege, 94 Mazda Protege, shout out. 94. And going and, paying for my own fries, paying for like going to the mall, not having to ask my mom for money, or, putting gas in my car when it wasn't on E and my dad just did it for me. All those things. I felt like a real person, and I have to think that feeling is replicated so many times. You talked about payday, Andrew. That feeling like a real person, like, no, I've got this. Thank you. I will buy my own jeans today or whatever. That's a life-changing feeling, knowing that you can be responsible for your own destiny.
Right.
I love that you brought that up. I love that you brought up the confidence that it builds, that having a job builds in people. And I think, we as, adults can take for granted what it means to go to work.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Right. And so and not to make this about me, but looking at my service at Work Skills, join the club. Looking at my service at Work Skills, that's something that's really important to me. Is this organization, I think, is so grounding in those small things that we take for granted that mean the world to these individuals. Having just slight accommodations made for them to be successful, having somebody coaching them and just rooting for them, and then being able to get up and make a paycheck and then, have to deal with taxes and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. It's very important. So anyway, it made me think like, wow, what did it feel like when I got that first paycheck?
And it's perspective, right? I know we talk about that a lot in all things work skills. We really do, right? Mm-hmm. Because I've learned so much in the time that I've been there. But the going to work part, and we've probably said this on another podcast, but it's like, oh, it's Monday, I have to go to work today. Or, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have stayed out so late last night because I have to be on a podcast in the morning.
Andrew.
Celebrating new employees. See, there's somebody else.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's a totally different perspective for, I could say all, but I don't like to generalize. For our participants, they get to go to work. Mm-hmm. They wake up. It's Tuesday. I get to go to work today. Or tomorrow, right? Oh my gosh, I'm watching the weather. There's going to be this snow. I might have to work. I might have to miss work tomorrow. And I know we all had that same thought when we heard of the snow, right? I know. Might not be able to go to work.
Ooh, darn.
And of course,
my kids won't be able to go to school.
Exactly. And
so cool.
It's different with the remote work and the capabilities. And again, thanks for bringing up the virtual artisan corner because that's super cool. It gets people connected. Then that started during COVID and it continued because there are people who want to participate but logistically can't get to Brighton to do that.
Right. And again, a small accommodation brings success. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to throw another curveball at everyone. I'm sorry. I'm just like, I got caffeinated this morning. We're good. I took a shower. We're just saying it.
Go down the checklist.
Let the dog out. Okay.
I want coffee.
As a board member, and when you've joined boards before, or, as you consider joining your first board, what do you feel success looks like as a board member? How do you feel like you will be successful as a board member?
Wow, that is a curveball. Thank you very much, Stacey.
Great question, though. That's a really great question.
For me personally, or as the board as a whole?
Yes.
Whichever is best.
When I'm on boards, I hope, or my goal is to make it better in some way. Or give some kind of advice or implement something that I know will last for a long time. And making sure that the board is stable and that way having good participants coming after me, right? Because I'm on the board now, but I have to be forward thinking and making sure that it's sustainable for the future. That's important. As the whole, I hope that, we can all work together to, again, have value added to the organization. Like the golf outing again, right? It's been going for 17 years. So something has to be done right to have it for such a long time. And every year something new has to happen to get more participants. Yeah. So I hope when I join boards that I'm giving value added, and as the whole collective on the board, that it's sustainable for the future.
Nice.
Did that answer your question? Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, and you have. I didn't realize this until after we had talked about you joining the board. I didn't know about your nonprofit board experience, and I don't mean just as a board member.
Right.
From a legal standpoint.
So that's part of my practice too. I assist individuals or groups of people who want to start nonprofits. Yeah. I've assisted many people all over the state of Michigan to start nonprofits. I really believe that it's an important piece to the community, and each one has its own specific area that is needed. It's important because, again, I don't want people sitting out on a desert island all by themselves. I want them to be part of the community and understand that there are other people like them that they can be a part of. It's important.
Well, and I want to just say, because this is important to me. So I've been doing nonprofit work in Livingston County for over 30 years, not always at Work Skills.
Yes.
Thank you. And then Andrew was born. No, he's not my son. Wait, that's not really strange.
What's happening?
But in Livingston County, there are a lot of nonprofit organizations, and we're not competitive, right? We're not competing with each other. We are all here because we want to make a difference in the lives of the people in the community, and we're friends. Like, I have friends who are development directors, and we get along because we may serve the same people, but in a different area.
Right.
So when we're all working together, and of course, we're not allowed to discuss who's who, but we're friends as well as business associates. And it's so nice to see wins for some of my work skills people through other organizations.
Certainly.
Yeah, that's a healthy sector, and that's a healthy way to treat the sector in Livingston County, the nonprofit sector. So,
And I don't think it's like that everywhere.
it's not.
No.
And I'll just add to what Erika said. She brings a plethora of knowledge and a lot of experience in the estate planning and legal side. And we as a board obviously we continue to get better by cleaning up our bylaws and internal things that maybe the public doesn't always think about
Super
what we
important.
do as board members as well. But there's that aspect to the board as some administrative duties as well, right?
Right.
Obviously, we have some voids to fill on the board is our role as well, right? And we'll be out in the community looking to add members to the board. And like you said, I think the best way I summarize it, bringing a financial perspective to the board, is certainly, and I reiterated this multiple times, hopefully it didn't sound like a broken record in our previous board meeting, but we're meant to be stewards of what Work Skills Corporation and Foundation has built, right? And that's, for me, as being a board member, not only as a fiduciary and as an advisor and all kind of buzzwords that we use in the industry, it's something that I take to heart and I think I put into practice in being on the board and supporting the financials and things of Work Skills Foundation. Is it always goes back when decisions are made of we are meant to be good stewards of what we have, whether that's the great mission that there is, the participants, obviously the financial aspect to it. So from my perspective, Erika brings, again, that depth of knowledge and a lot of skills to administratively cleaning up and being a nonprofit and such, where my hope over the coming years and in my terms on the board is to really be that sound financial presence.
Absolutely.
Right?
Well, and it's important, right? Because all of the things that we've talked about can't happen unless we have good financials and good guidance from you as well. So that's a super important piece to all of these things. We can say, well, we have all these programs, but without support from the community, and I mean support meaning dollars, right? That's just the truth. That's how these things are run.
Absolutely.
So if we don't have dollars from the community and we don't have good guidance, then all of these programs go away.
I think you bring up a really good point about being a steward and the importance of dollars, because that is a huge factor in the work that we do. When people give, they give through their passion, right? And they want to see that passion succeed. And when we talk about stewardship, it's truly, people have entrusted us with their with their passions and their hopes and their dreams. And while they can't go out and maybe sit and volunteer or help, whatever it may be with these individuals, they can give. And I can assure you, as a board member and the chair of the development committee, we do a darn good job making sure those dollars are used effectively.
Absolutely.
And so I'm so excited because we are going to do that at an even greater level with you two on the board. And I'm so, so grateful
Thank you,
for you
Stacey.
both.
Yes.
So I have two things to say. I'm just saying that out loud because I will only remember one of them.
Great.
So the first one is, I think it was really laudable that you were both elected to the board, and 15 minutes later, you explained, but you gave the investment account overview so succinctly. You talked about the bylaws. I mean, this was your first meeting, and you hit it out of the park. Like, seriously, it was just, to me, like, yes, we need these two people. We definitely need these two people. So thank you for jumping right in, and please don't lose the passion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We need
Thank
you.
Yeah.
And then I am going to remember
The second
second
thing. What
oh
is
my
it?
gosh, look at us go. So talking about being good stewards, right? And we are good stewards. And I will say that the development committee met yesterday, and we have some big plans for this year because, did I mention that the foundation is 20 this year? So that gives us a really great opportunity to...
Good one.
It's all about words.
Context, she's turning her mug, has opportunities
says
on it.
opportunities. But one of the programs that we plan to grow this year is our monthly donor program, right?
Yeah.
It's super, super easy. We already have several monthly donors, and we're going to be doing some tweaking to make it more attractive, make it more fun.
There's going to be coffee involved with community.
There'll be coffee involved, maybe some little like membership token, artisan corner, of course. But you set it and forget it, right? And you all know, everybody, not just the people in this room, know that I don't do math well at all. So there are 12 months in a year. So if you give $10 a month, Andrew,
$120.
$120 a year, right?
Right.
So if you give $27.36
Oh, you're
a
gonna
month,
push me here.
I'm an attorney, not a mathematician.
Anyway, thank you. No, but this is huge, and it is a very easy way to support us and know that you're doing good, because we're going to report out. We're going to let you know what your dollars are doing.
Yeah, and I think, Julie, that's a really great reminder that even $10 a month is not a drop in the bucket. Every gift goes so far here, and it's really remarkable. I work with nonprofits all over the country, and not everybody can say that your gift means the world. Your gift truly means the world here, and it's used well. So I'm very proud to be a board member and able to say that.
Great.
I think that we are coming to an end here. Do you have anything else you'd like to share?
I'm looking forward to a great year. Really, I'm very excited. I'm excited for the golf outing, and we're gonna be 20 years old, so I'm sure there's gonna be other exciting things happening throughout the year.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for having us.
Good.
Of course.
Very happy
Thank
to be
you for
here.
being here.
All right. Well, that wraps up this episode of Better Together, where you can learn everything you need to know about the Work Skills Foundation. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you next month. Bye.